Now, since we're talking about the draft, excuse me, we know who the top picks are going to be. Like, C.J. Stroud is a top pick. Bryce Young is a top pick. Will Anderson's probably not going to be there at 6, even though we wish that he would be there at 6. We got a lot of questions last night on our live about picks 16 and 18. But what we wanted to talk about tonight, and we think is important, is for us to discuss sleepers. Maybe people who are lower down on the radar. Some people that could go under-recognized a little bit that the Lions might be able to take and could benefit them in the long run. So, Eric, no particular order, okay? I had to add the cornerback, so I've got 4. So if you got a 4th, you can go with that. So I'm going to start with that cornerback, okay, just to kind of get him out there. But I told you, the second highest rated cornerback, if you're looking for somebody maybe later, you don't want to spend those top draft capital on a corner. The second highest rated cornerback in 2022, according to PFF, is a guy named Darius Rush from South Carolina.
Okay.
Cornerback. 81 on their big board, which means you could probably get him in the 3rd round, maybe even able to trade up into the 4th round to get him, or there's a chance he may be there in the 5th round for you. But if you want a good corner that's a sleeper, you don't get a very high grade from PFF. I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson had a 65 grade from PFF.
Mm.
This dude had a 77.9. Not bad.
Not at all. Not bad at all.
You got a name for me?
Corner is corner is easily the deepest position in this draft. There's some talent in this position. I can't wait to see what they do. For me, I'm gonna go to the other side of the ball to start off. This team was terrible this year in the Big Ten, but one of the standout players that I enjoy watching was Jaylen Reed. I think he has tremendous upside with honestly wherever he goes. I think he's really got some an ability to be a good game breaker. Ran a 4.4 on the 40, had a pretty good combine. He was somebody that really always jumped out of the screen to me, even against like they're getting picked apart against Washington by 20 points. Yep. Like he was still making some pretty big, spectacular plays. Had some jump ball moments. I would like to see them get some size at receiver. He's not that big, but I do like his game and the way he plays. So I think he would be a good fit. I think he would be seamlessly in with Goff in this offense. I would love to see Jaylen Reed with the Detroit Lions.
That's a 5th, 6th round pick.
Yeah. And which made you happy. Which made you very happy with a wide receiver.
Even though, what did I say last night on the live?
Please remind me.
That if Jalen Carter fell into their lap at 6 and Quentin Johnson is there at 18,
oh, yes, you did. Yep, you did say that.
I'm not opposed to that, but I don't love it because there's other areas that could be addressed. Linebacker specifically, because we all know that I don't like the Anzalone contract. I'm going to jump back to the other side of the ball, to defense.
Okay.
We've talked about defensive tackle, which is the one area they really have not addressed in free agency. It was mentioned on our live last night that they have like 3 defensive tackles on their roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely going to take a defensive tackle, hopefully within the first 2 picks. Hopefully it's either Jalen Carter or Kijana Kancey.
Mm-hmm.
However, we also said last night on the live that there's a very real possibility that they're going to double up on some positions. Defensive tackle would be a position they could double up on.
Okay.
If they waited a while, there's a guy out of Texas named Moro Ojomo, Nigerian born, who can be a stopgap kind of guy. He's not going to be a world beater, but he is a guy that can create depth on that defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
According to NFL.com, Ojomo is best suited as a base end and doesn't really have the get-off quickness to exploit interior blockers as an inside rusher on passing downs. But I saw him lined up in the 3 technique, the 1 technique. Saw him dominate there. He could. It could develop. If it's a 5th round pick, I'm not mad at it. Ojomo from Texas is my number 2.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm not mad at that at all. Okay. I'm gonna stick on defense too. They gotta correct this Anzalone thing. I'm sorry. They have to correct it. They have to get a boost up at linebacker. And my favorite player in the draft, I think I've seen him fall a lot. I think he has a very good chance of being a huge game breaker defensively. Trenton Simpson from Clemson, I think, is going to be a stud. And if he's in the Lions uniform, I think he has a very high chance of being exactly that. Very good in run support. Very, very athletic. I think he played weak side linebacker most of his time at Clemson. Was really good at getting to the quarterback as well. Had a lot of tackles for loss and also was productive in terms of blitzing and getting to the quarterback and rushing, which the Lions didn't do a ton of. They didn't do a whole lot of necessarily blitzing with the linebacker specifically. So I think he could be one of those game breakers. Does have coverage skills as well. And I think he could be an easy upgrade and probably the best linebacker in just a few years if he develops with the Detroit Lions. I would love Trenton Simpson to be here.
Second, third round projection, most likely.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad there. I am going to jump back to the offensive side of the ball.
Okay.
It's not a wide receiver, so don't worry. But it's the guy that we actually drafted in our mock draft a few weeks ago, so you can go back and check that video out as well. But Dwayne McBride, the running back from UAB.
Yes.
Productive runner with physical athletic attributes according to NFL.com and could create an upward trajectory in the right situation.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the right situation for an upward trajectory? The Detroit Lions.
Ding, 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 ding.
Now, you have Montgomery, but you're losing Swift.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem. 5th round, 3rd round, 5th round, maybe trading up into the 4th to get Dwayne McBride. Good, powerful runner. Doesn't have like the breakaway speed that a Swift would have. But given the right situation, has an upward trajectory.
I can see that.
That's what you're looking for in sleepers, right?
Yeah. Swift, Swift, we don't know what Swift's future is. It's up in the air like a few other people we just talked about. But yes. Oh, man. I think I'm going to get yelled at for this one.
Probably.
Everybody buckle in. I think I want to see the Lions upgrade at tight end. I think all of us do.
I honestly don't care.
But I want to... Okay. I do. I would like to see...
Not based on what those guys did at the end of the season and how comfortable Goff was with them. They don't need... they don't need to upgrade at tight end.
Maybe not, but I feel like Jared Goff is a guy who excels with, the exuberant amount of talent around him. And even with this guy, who may not be an instant starter right away, I think he could develop into one. I like Sam Laporta, tight end out of Iowa. I'm sorry. I know it's too soon, but he's not a first rounder. So we should be able to take it back and be okay with it. If we're getting defense, if we address the right offensive pieces.
I think I'm dying because of that suggestion.
I'm sorry. Somebody called out for AJ. I'm sorry. Laporta, I think, has high upside, man. I really think he's going to be a good player. I saw him in the game when he had over 100 yards against Illinois. He's a big target, 6'4", I think 250, 260. He's a big guy. And I like this, like I said earlier, I want to see them add some size in terms of the targets that Goff has. I don't know if they have any solidified pieces yet at tight end. They could afford an upgrade at the position. I would like to see Sam Laporta in the Detroit Lions uniform.
Okay, well, moving on from that insanity. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kind of kidding. Whatever. I'd rather not. Can we?
I know it's soon. I know, but I'm feeling good.
Too soon. It's too soon.
Been good to us. It's okay. It's late. If it's late, y'all can't be mad at it.
You're not getting him late.
You could.
You might get him in the 2nd round.
You think he's gonna go that high? I thought he would be maybe in the 3rd, maybe 4.
According to the DSN Draft Bible, he's a cumulative rank of 64. So you're talking
wow. Okay.
Back half of the 2nd round.
Okay.
Maybe not even there by the time you pick at 81.
But at that point, you should have already done some pretty good damage.
Sure.
So even if you do take that, I still don't think that's that bad. I know. I didn't mean to walk into it. TJ Hawkinson's ghost is floating above the side.
You warned us. You told us to hold on to our seats. Of course you meant. Of course you meant it.
I just want us to be good. That's it. I want the Ravens. That's it.
But you set the tight end record for the franchise last year in touchdowns.
Yeah.
Hawkinson.
Between 3 different guys?
4.
4, yeah, including Hawk, yeah.
But Hawkinson only had 4 of those. The other guys accounted for
game.
8.
Right.
9.
Mm-hmm.
And they each add a different dimension to the tight end position. Whatever. If they take Sam Laporta, I'm not going to be horrified by it unless it's too high. If he's there at 81, I'm okay with it.
Cool. Bet. That's not bad. You can rock with that.
I can rock with
by then, you should have done plenty enough damage on defense already.
Yeah. All right. My final one. And it's a quarterback. But we said last night on the live, this draft, you can get a good backup. Probably not getting a franchise changer.
No.
You might strike gold with one of the top 4. You might. But I think the odds are long. Because playing quarterback in the NFL is as much where you get drafted as how talented you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say whoever goes to the Texans is most likely going to be in the better situation than whoever goes to the Panthers, given what the Texans have done in free agency. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm drafting our backup. And you don't have to spend a higher pick than one of the 6th-round picks on him. Do I expect him to be a world beater? Do I expect him to replace Goff? Absolutely not. Read my lips.
We need that disclaimer.
He's not replacing Goff. That's not what I'm trying to do. But we need depth at the quarterback position.
You do.
One of the commenters was right. If your quarterback goes down, you're most likely screwed for the season. I'm with you. You're 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to have somebody that could at least come in and keep the ship somewhat afloat. That's why I suggested Teddy Bridgewater, who I would draft in the 6th round to be the 3rd quarterback on the depth chart I've mentioned previously. And the more that I look at him, the more I like him. And his name is Clayton Tune from Houston.
There it is.
Do you know why I like him? 5th-year senior, so he's got some experience. 63% completion percentage in college last year. 4,074 yards, 40 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And he led his team in rushing with 544 yards and 5 TDs. So he accounted for 45 touchdowns last season. Oh, and everybody's making a big deal about AR-15 and his combine scores, right? You know who the second most athletic quarterback was in that group?
Mr. Tune?
Mr. Tune.
Wow.
He had an athleticism score of 89. Quarterback rank, 2nd. Now, he only projects to be a viable backup, an average backup, a special teamer, which is fine. That's why I'm not drafting him to be number 2. I'm drafting him to be number 3 and see what we have.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have anything, great. It hasn't cost you anything but a 6th-round pick. And next year's quarterback class is actually the better quarterback class if you plan to move on from Jared Goff. Let's be very clear about this again. If you plan to move on from it.
Disclaimer.
And yeah.
The safety disclaimer. We know what's coming.
So on day 3, this is a name that we need to watch.
Okay.
Because if they don't draft a quarterback high, which I pray that they don't, they're drafting a quarterback.
Yeah.
We know that. They're drafting a quarterback somewhere in this draft. I'd prefer it's the 6th round. Maybe pick 183. What's their pick that they have? 183 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's something insane. Yeah, 183. Use that pick to get Clayton Tune, and he's your 3rd quarterback. Sign Teddy Bridgewater. Sign Cam Newton. I don't care. if your backup has to come in, your season's more than likely over anyway.
Right.
So, but you don't want to be putting Jack Fox back there to be your quarterback. He's your punter. You need somebody on the depth chart. So my third guy, sleeper, keep an eye on him. I think whoever gets him's getting an athletic guy. Could maybe like the dude from the Saints. What's his name?
Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Look. Do I want Taysom Hill as my starting quarterback? No. But do I like the versatility that he has and his athleticism? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't have to do what a quarterback is supposed to do, throwing the football.
Okay. But this guy can sling it. He did it at Houston. And cool. By the way, who's a former Houston quarterback that's been a really good backup in the pros? Case Keenum.
Okay. All right. He's serviceable, sure.
He took the Vikings to the freaking playoffs.
One of the luckiest plays in the NFL
doesn't
history.
Matter.
It's fine.
The scoreboard at the end of the game read Vikings more than Saints.
That's right. He gets his quarterback win, but nobody knows where Case Keenum is now. So, I mean,
he just signed another deal. He was with the Bills last season, and he just signed with now you got to make me man.
Exactly. Nobody cares about Case Keenum. I'm just saying, listen, I've nothing against Clayton Tune. I have no doubt about his upside and what he could bring.
He just signed with the Texans.
So he's okay. So like you said, he is with the Texans. Me and you are on the same page. I don't think they're going to even sign another quarterback. I don't think they're going to get Bridgewater and Cam. Best luck on your pro day you just had, bro. I don't think it's going to happen for you. I think they're going to stick with the plan of drafting a quarterback. I'm 100% with you.
I think even if they sign one of those guys, I still think they draft a quarterback.
Yeah. Okay.
And Cam's pro day, he made some Zach Wilson throws.
Yeah.
I don't know why we overhype these pro days. Yes, you had to be accurate, but some of these guys, like Richardson in the combine, couldn't throw a simple out route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. It's not technically an easy ball to throw, but you still got to be able to hit it.
Exactly. So, even if you do, you're doing it against no defense in shorts in a comfortable environment. It's not the same. It's
not the same at all. Listen, that is going to do it for us tonight. CJ Gardner-Johnson, thank you for choosing us.
We appreciate you.
We are so glad that you are here and the impact that you are going to have on this secondary, creating flexibility. Nobody knows who's going to be playing where, which is fantastic. You have capped an already great free agency period. And then our 3 draft, well, I had 4, but our draft sleeper, some guys to keep an eye on, day 2, day 3. Save this video, share this video, like this video so that you know that we were right when those people get picked.
That's right.
Because we are Beyond the Box, your favorite Detroit sports show, which is coming at you now 4 times a week. Monday Night Live, Tuesday at 5, Thursday Night Live, and Friday at 5. Make sure you have liked and subscribed on YouTube. Pound that bell for all the notifications. He's Eric Vincent. I'm AJ Riley. We will be with you live for the draft show April 27th, and we cannot wait. We'll see you all Monday at 9 o'clock.